There's a lot of talk, especially at the moment, about I need to keep a track on what my personal assets are, how I manage and how I monitor them. I get it. But as an accountant, how am I meant to do this? Follow my video and I'll explain all the key elements that go into maintaining and running a personal balance sheet.
Click the bell and subscribe to be notified every time we produce our best pieces of content.
I know preparing a personal balance sheet can be daunting for lots of reasons. It could be, I don't really understand it, to I don't really want to look at that because I know it's going to be bad. 3, it's going to be, I'm spending more than I'm earning and I know it. Now, a lot of our successful business owners prepare this because it helps them focus. It's now time to prepare yours. A personal balance sheet, what is it? It is a snapshot at a certain point in time, the same way that you would take a photograph of all your assets and all your liabilities. Your assets will be a plus, your liabilities will be a negative, and it will net that you owe more than you've got, or you've got more assets than you owe. The good figure is if it's positive, that you have more assets than liabilities. Why are they important? They're important because you're taking ownership of your personal finances, which is always going to be a great thing. You will have extra focus because you'll know what's there when there's no hiding, and it will give you targets to aim for the future. What's included? Everything that you earn personally that's in your names, and that's not your business. It's what's in your personal name. Now, me personally, I prepare a personal balance sheet for both me and Mrs. Hem. It doesn't matter whether you can do it individually or you do it consistently as a husband and wife, or husband and husband, or wife and wife, as long as you are consistent with the way that you produce it every time going forward. Do you prepare a personal balance sheet? And more importantly, how often do you complete this? Comment below, I'd love to know. Okay, tell me more. Liabilities, what are they? They're everything. So everything, any liability that's in your personal name, or in my case, me and Mrs. Hem's name, goes on this personal balance sheet. This is, if you have an overdraft at the bank, if you have a loan, if you have car finance, your residential mortgage, any other type of loan that you may have in your own names needs to go on that personal balance sheet. If you exclude it, the only person you are cheating is yourself. Tell me more. All assets, what do you mean by that? It's the name what it says on the tin, it's all of your assets. That will be your main residence. That will be any cash that you have at bank. That will be any savings accounts. That will be any stock market portfolios you may have. That would be the market value of any ISAs that you have, whether they be cash and or stocks or shares. It would be your pension, and it will be any other type of investments that you have, that you hold personally. And again, my case, me and Mrs. Hem, include everything. Now, there is one asset that gets a little bit of people. Sometimes you should include it, sometimes you don't. I personally do, and that's the value of my business. Now, a really good bank manager friend of mine spits venom at me for putting these on the personal balance sheets. Well, I'll agree to disagree on this one because I think it is an asset and it is something that you own personally. So I think it's on there. Again, put a realistic valuation, because if you put something on there that is Mickey Mouse, you are only cheating yourself. What's the important bit? It's easy, isn't it? It's the net. So the net is going to be, what is the difference between your assets minus your liabilities? If it's a negative, that means you've got more liabilities than assets. We have a problem, Houston. But if you have assets that are more than your liabilities, then that's always going to be a good thing. The most important part of the personal balance sheet is the net position. And make sure everything has been recorded, because you're only cheating yourself. How often should you complete them? It's a little bit personal to you. Me personally, me and Mrs. Hem do ours every 6 months. I do it to the end of August, on the 31st of August, because that's in line with my company's year end. Makes a lot of sense to me. And I do it halfway through the year at the end of February. For me, I do it every 6 months. I can understand that may be slightly overkill for some people. So I would say, as a guide, I would be doing this as a minimum at least annually. Traps. Don't need to do one of these. I've got a business. Yeah, you might. And it might be earning good money, and I'm pleased for you. But what about if you got sick and couldn't work? It can happen. And you haven't got any other assets to support you. Now, would that business survive if you're not running in it? Possibly. If it's well systemized and well run and you've got a great team, possibly. But if that's your only asset, that is a risk if you ended up getting ill and you didn't have appropriate insurances. Trap number one. Trap number two. I've lost count, and I'm not understating this at all, of the amount of business owners that have got 150 grand profits, 150 grand lifestyle. Or they've got 40 grand's worth of profits and 65 grand's worth of lifestyle. Or even more than that, they've got £250,000 in profits and 375 grand's worth of lifestyle. That is only going in one direction, because that shortfall in expenditure will have to be funded by somewhere. With this tool, there's no hiding. If you're spending more than you're earning, it will show up on your personal balance sheet. And we've all overspent, even me. But it's not always about kicking yourself about the times that you've messed up, because we've all done that. It's about being present in the moment and taking action to make better decisions in your life better. You've got this.
I really do hope that you found this video of massive value. If you have some burning questions or you think that you're ready for a proactive accounting meeting, please use the link below for our contact form. Fill in your details and in the how we can help box type proactive accounting meeting. One of my team will be in touch then to book this. Would you like to pay less tax? There are 71 opportunities to pay less tax in our book. Our current record for tax saved is over 300,000 for one company. Could yours be more? Download our free resource to see what tax you could save now and for the future. To make sure also you don't miss out on any of our future updates, tick the box saying yes please keep me updated.